Starting OBS because no editing. There's been a lot of stuff about Snyder lately, so it's nice to talk about James Gunn, but I think it goes back on to Snyder. But I was going to talk about the James Gunn slate, and this guy popped up of what's coming out. We know Man of Tomorrow's coming out. Supergirl's about to come out. People already think Supergirl's going to bomb. Who knows? It could. The fans that hate it a lot can just review bomb it, and also people just may not go see it. The comic it's based after is really good. Like, people don't get it. She's not going to be in the Supergirl suit quite that much. She's going to be herself most of the movie because that's how the storyline was. It's her coming to terms with living on a space rock for a long time. This little piece of kryptonite rock, Krypton, and the story that follows that. But that's not what I'm going to talk about. Is the slate in this guy. When I was looking up things, he's mad. He's yelling. So be prepared.
What the hell is this?
Like, you lady, I like that. Like, I talk louder sometimes in videos, but like, you need to.
Are we just going to ignore that James Gunn literally lied about phase 1 of the DCU? Wow. Remember?
I hope this is satire. Like, he isn't that bad. This was on June 13th, so it wasn't too long ago. Right? Yeah, it wasn't long ago. Dude's like, why are you shouting, though? Brave and the Bold is not Batman Part 2. Authority is canceled. All right.
When we got our first look at phase 1 of the DCU, we had Superman Legacy, which turned out to just be Superman. We had Creature Commandos, which nobody watched. We had The Authority, canceled. Waller is never going to happen.
Just to be fair, so we have Creature Commandos, which got done. Superman Legacy, which is changed to Man of Tomorrow. Authority, I believe they felt like it couldn't fit. From what I remember in Gunn's interview, it couldn't fit the way he wanted. These are all things he wanted to do. So it's kind of his fault for throwing them all up there like that. Though he did not give dates. This is, what is it? He's calling it Gods and Monsters phase. He's calling it that. It's chapter 1, Gods and Monsters phase. So I don't know Authority really fell into that. I don't think Authority is a good way to go right now when you're developing a universe. Even though he's digging deep into the DC repertoire for the younger, or not younger, the no, I don't know why I said younger, the less known characters. Is kind of cool. That's why Peacemaker, like, who cared about Peacemaker? And all of a sudden, it's a really good show. People were when I was researching stuff, I didn't know people hated season 2 so much. Season 2 was kick ass, but whatever. Believe what you want to believe. So I do think Authority was good to not do. I think he jumped the gun on this. Gun on throwing all this out here because people again are going to hold you accountable. Thank God you didn't put dates on it. You just had the pictures of what, you know, what's coming out next, what's this, because people would hold you to it. Waller, I don't know if I heard much about Waller. Brave and the Bold, it's gonna happen already. Flash director and writer, I don't know if the writer did Birds of Prey. I'm kind of worried about that because Flash was not the greatest. Maybe it was just the actor that really didn't make me like it, because it's not a horrible story. It's just a lot of CGI. That, like, all these superhero movies use CGI, but I like when you don't really like fall into it. And not to brag up like Endgame or you know, Infinity War, when they're out there like on planets and stuff, they don't take me out of the movie. I just see planets and stuff. When I watched Flash, I like saw the CGI on the screen. I don't know if that makes any difference, if people understand that. Like, maybe even the newest Superman, like, I didn't see the CGI there. I just watched it. Who knows how much they shot in real life, but I know for sure pictures of Endgame and Infinity War backstage stuff and behind the scenes stuff, they're just all walking around green screens. That's it. There's nothing really there. That's real life, basically. So having that as a thing, that fools me. It makes me go, oh wow, you know, of course I know they're not on a planet, but it looked good enough where I didn't take myself out of the movie. With Flash, and you know, there's other ones, but Flash really was one that took me out where I'm like, this is horrible CGI. But so it kind of worries me about Batman Brave and the Bold. I'm really excited for it. They already said this is, people are like, I don't know what he's gonna say about that. Let's go real quick.
Booster Gold isn't going to happen. Batman the Brave and the Bold is now the Batman Part 2.
Okay, so he's wrong about that. Booster Gold is still on the plate. I read about that. It's still there. It's just not focused on, but it's still there. I think Booster Gold is gonna be good. It's supposed to be a TV series. reaching out to these different unknown characters, I think is a good idea, because everyone got a taste of all these other characters: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. We all got that already, and I think he's trying to be a little different. Who knows how long he'll be there? They might get rid of him with the Paramount merger and be done. I think he's got till 2027. I don't know, maybe another year. I can't remember. But it's not too far away. But you know, he may quit it when this contract comes up. I don't know. But far as I've read, Paramount's gonna keep him, and it's basically up to him if he wants to stay. If Supergirl bombs, if I'm sorry, not Man of Steel, Superman 2 basically bombs, you know, and then Batman 2 bombs, sure, that might be bad on him. But Superman's not going to do bad, and Batman's not going to do bad. But back to what he said, Brave and the Bold changed to Batman number 2. That is wrong. Batman number 2 is still getting made, and they wedged Clayface into this instead. So they wanted to do monsters and gods in this. I don't know how much that falls into what, but definitely monsters with Clayface. They got a really great horror writer to do it. So they think, people said the budget's super low, so making money off that is not going to be a problem at all. Even that's why it's weird to me, because like me honestly, I like Clayface in the Batman series, especially the animated series. In the comics he's alright, but in the anime series they made him really good, and I think anyone else that watches both and reads comics would agree that he's better. He's been done better in the cartoon. But I just never wanted a Clayface movie. I still don't want a Clayface movie. Will I watch it? Yeah. Could it be good? Yeah. But it's just weird. I don't want to go there. I'd rather focus on someone else. Like, I'd rather a Lobo movie, you know, if we're doing DC villains. I don't want a Joker movie. Joker doesn't need a movie. Joker is an enigma. He should be a mystery. We don't need to know about his deep life. But you know, there's other characters that you could kind of go on, I guess, about their villains. But you know, even low ground people. But you know, it'd be weird. Like if they did a Mad Hatter movie, kind of be odd, you know. But can you put that up to a Clayface movie? Yeah, that's kind of weird too. But I guess Clayface, you could use a horror element, but Mad Hatter, you could kind of use that too. So it just depends how you look at it, I guess. If they did a Mad Hatter movie, I still would probably be like, I like Mad Hatter. He's creepy. Like anime series again, creepy. They don't use him as much in the comics, but he was behind. No, Riddler was behind Hush. But yeah, I mean, I just don't really. Clayface doesn't do it for me as a movie, but it may just be a good movie. So who knows? So we got Clayface got wedged into there. Authority, again, they said, I think James Gunn got excited and wanted to just throw everything that he wanted to do out there. And Authority, I think they realized it, and I think he even mentioned it just doesn't fit the way their story's being told. And I agree 100%, because Authority is just not really even DC. It is now, but it's like, it just doesn't fit. I mean, if you want to do it and make it fit, that's one thing, but we gotta get some other things going on. And you do need to do some icons, you know, you gotta do Batman, Superman, whatever, if they decided to do Wonder Woman, or you get it. But the fact that they're using other people, and he even started really with Suicide Squad, the second one, which is good. I think that's a good movie. I actually am entertained by that movie, and I hate Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. People probably hate me for it because they all think she's hot, whatever. I don't like Harley Quinn that much as a character. I love her cartoon, but the actress just annoys me as her. I'd rather it be Kelly Coco now, since I've watched the cartoon. But the second one I like a lot. It was a good story. Good humor, good action, just fit. And I don't want people to go, oh, it's like another Guardians of the Galaxy. It had, I guess, like the flavor of like comedy and action together, I guess. Like a real comic that does that. But other than that, that's where it stops. Like, I mean, there's killing, there's shooting. I guess you could make those together or something. But yeah, I liked it. But hate I say but so much. But so Brave and the Bold, Batman 2 is happening. We already know that that's already getting ready to start getting filmed. I don't think it's casting right now. At this moment, they're casting everybody, and they've announced a couple, which I don't know how I feel about Sebastian. Why am I forgetting his last name? I do this every time on video. Winter Soldier as Zaz, as they're saying. First it was Two-Face, now they're saying it's Zaz, and is it Zaz? Not Zaz, is it? The dude that cuts in his arms and stuff. Whatever. He's supposed to be like this low tier villain that's gonna get more. It's weird that they're gonna put focus on him, but it fits that dark tone of the Batman. And a lot of people like the Batman, even if they're not Gunn fans, because it was really not under Gunn's. They'll probably hate it now because it's under Gunn, right? So since like they probably like Suicide Squad until Gunn's taking over. Oh, we don't like that movie anymore because Gunn's connected to it. So it just turned into this big thing of people that hate Gunn because they're Snyder people, and people. There are people, I guess, that probably pro Gunn and hate Snyder people. I just think Snyder people are poisonous. I don't think anyone I don't know Gunn people being a thing. I think this guy mentions it. I've never heard that. I've heard people that are like, let's give them a chance. Let's hope the DC can finally work. But yeah, and then Brave and the Bold, that's already being written. There's a lot that's going on with it. I don't know if they got casting ready yet, because I know it's greenlit. It's getting developed right now. I don't know how much is written. They did say it's going to deal with Damian being discovered, like in the comics. The Grant Morrison run, he'll be 8 to 10, I think they said. He's going to be a little son of a bitch, as Gunn said, or a little bastard or something like that. Which is great. That's one of my favorite runs of Batman, is him and Damian together. The dynamic of being a dad, that you have to be a dad at that moment and at that age, and he's horrible to take care of. I'm sure big DC fans on here, comic book fans, have watched the cartoons, and Damian in it is just a little shit, and he's amazing for it. Damian's like one of my favorite Robins. Like, Red Hood's up there, I think, as my favorite, but like Damian is just, I can't say that, because as a Robin, probably Dick Grayson's the best Robin, but the characters, like, I like Red Hood above everybody, and Damian's like next, because Damian's just a cool story. I like Damian. I like his attitude. I like it. I like that he thinks he could beat up his dad all the time, and he's for real. He's not like, I think I can. No. But yeah, so we're gonna get that, and I'm super stoked for that. I think I talked about that another video that just put up with the guy hating Snyderverse so much and whatever, the crazy guy, kind of like this guy, big Snyder dude, but he hates everything Gunn does. What's weird, that a lot of these guys that are super pro Snyder, they just hate everything. Like, I don't want to keep making videos where I'm talking about them hating everything, but I mainly wanted to talk about the Slate. But I'm like, I at least could bring it up with this guy on the camera, but he's just losing his mind. We'll go a little bit further, then I'll comment more.
Lanterns is a TV show, I guess. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is now just Supergirl. Swamp Thing is definitely not going to happen.
I was gonna say Guardians. Green Lantern should have been more looking like Guardians. I'm kind of worried about Lantern, but I've never been the biggest Green Lantern fan, to be honest with you. So I'm not that upset that it may not be great or whatever. I do know diehard Green Lantern fans, they're split. Some are really ready for this show. Some are really like, I don't like the look. They're not even green and all this stuff. Fair, I understand. Coming from a standpoint of a character you really like, you want him to be shown properly. Me not having a lot of investment into it, I'm cool because I'm not sweating it. Just like Mandarin in Iron Man 3, I wasn't sweating it. I'm not. Who loves Mandarin? Like, who was like, damn it, I wanted Mandarin. What? Name the comics that he's all in. Like, you don't follow Mandarin. You just think it's a cool idea that he has rings that do powerful stuff. It's just. But do you know anything other than that? Do you know why he was created? It was like this whole racist agenda. So like, don't argue with me about dumb things like that. Don't tell me, you want to see this because of this guy or whatever. So for people that do know Green Lantern and stuff, they do want to see them represented the right way, and I get it, So who knows? It may be good, it may not be. He did well with Peacemaker, but Peacemaker was really up his alley. Weird, funny. It just worked. I don't care what anyone says. Peacemaker is really well done. And John Cena, I'm a huge wrestling fan, and I never really cared for John Cena. I got much more respect for him later on in his run. But as an actor, he's been proving himself, and he did a really good job in Peacemaker. But back to what they were saying. Booster Gold is supposed to be a TV show again. That's still being made, but it's not greenlit like the production company's doing it. So it's supposed to happen. Will it happen? I don't know. I think he threw too much going on at this time. I'm trying to think when he announced it. This guy made it June 13th, but he announced it like, had to be after the first Superman, because this was like, I don't know, because I just think he did too much, promised too much fast, and a lot of people were upset, and he's going with crazy out of the box ideas, which I think is good. That was what Guardians did for Marvel, but unfortunately you can't do that for every movie, and that's kind of what he's doing. playing it safe is Superman, Batman, letting all that happen. And no, it didn't get changed to the Batman. The Batman's still coming out, and Brave and the Bold is a separate movie, which I am very looking forward to. And the Batman 2, it doesn't feel like a Batman like in our universe. It feels more Elseworld, but I still enjoyed it. It was very creepy for Batman, but depends on the comic you get of Batman. Sometimes they're really horror creepy like stories. Then some are just straight detective, and then some are straight just, I don't know, extreme aerial doing things. I don't know. It's Batman could dish you out a couple different things, and you could watch it different ways. I think the problem with Batman is the idea that we have to ground him so much. And I love the Christopher Nolan movies. I like them a lot, but I think the problem is they want to ground him so much. They did it really hardcore on those, and it was good. You made a grounded Joker and stuff, but I think the over-the-top Batman should be explored one of these times. Even Keaton's wasn't over the top. Maybe the Burton 2 Penguin was a little over the top, and he wouldn't be taken serious in like a real, like a Patterson movie maybe. But like, we have a world where there's Killer Crocs in the sewers, and they did try to make him in the first Suicide Squad. He was alright, but like, it does have some kind of crazy elements that aren't just normal, like how they made Bane in the movie. He never had Venom or anything like that. It just, it's hard. I get Batman's hard because you don't want to upset everybody, but I do think it's time really for us to do a little over the top Batman. And it still should be dark. It should look different when Superman and Batman are next to each other. It should look different. But so the Batman, I think, will still do good. I like the first one. I think that's all he covered so far. So he's wrong about that, about Brave and the Bold and the Batman number 2.
And Paradise Lost is now turning to just a Wonder Woman solo movie. At least whenever
No. Let's go back for a second. Paradise Lost is still going to be made, to my knowledge, reading up on it. It's not going to be a Wonder Woman movie. I wouldn't mind if they changed it to a Wonder Woman movie, because everybody's putting so much hype on Paradise Lost because they compared it to Game of Thrones story. But a lot of people are already getting irritated because they think it's connecting too much to New 52. I understand it more because New 52 brought in a bunch of new readers, because when you reboot a whole universe, it's easy for everyone all to jump in at one time. So like when a new comic comes out of, like, I don't know, Deadpool gets a new comic book, his new volume's up. Now maybe we're at number 3. You're able to grab 1, 2, and 3, and then just start with that, and you'll be fresh. If it gets up to 50 something, you're not going to go and grab it. You're not going to grab the comics because you're like, oh, I'm too far behind. With New 52, when they announced it, we had, I don't know, it was like 4 weeks, 5 weeks straight of just 10 books at a time, and people were all jumping into it. And a lot of people that weren't the biggest DC fans, including me, I wasn't super huge on some people. I was enjoying Frankenstein's and the Agent of Shade. There was a lot of things in there. Aquaman in there was really cool in Aquaman. I never liked Aquaman really that much. There are some stories, but that Aquaman I did really dig. So I think with that being said, with the Wonder Woman, the TV series they're going to do, they're saying that it may be more about what we saw, how the the island was before Wonder Woman, how it was very brutal, and like they compared it to Game of Thrones when they talked about it, which was bad because now everybody has these expectations of blood, sex, and dragons. I don't know, but I don't know if that's the route to go, because like it'd be like making a Krypton movie and then doing Superman. But we all know who these people are. But I think at the same time, doing Krypton, doing Krypton and then Superman, people will be more bugged because you want to see Superman. I think if they do a series that's before Wonder Woman, I don't think people will be bugged as much because they don't have that much stake into Wonder Woman. I think that's kind of my thing. And then he's going to jump to Snyder stuff. But Swamp Thing is, from what I'm hearing, it's on the back burner. They're still going to make it, but I think it's just too much right now. It's too much. Like this year, he's having 4 movies come out. Is it this year or 2007? I can't remember. He's having 4 movies, though, coming out. And where we got Spider-Girl coming out, and then Spider-Girl, Supergirl, and Man of Tomorrow is next. So I don't know if it's all within the same year, though. I'm not 100%. But I know there's like 4 lined up already. And I think Brave and the Bold is like on the end of it at that point. It's either that or something else. So Swamp Thing is on the back burner. I don't know how I feel about it because I think Mangold, who I believe did Old Man Logan, is tied to it. He's gone on record and say they've talked about it here and there. So it's like an idea. It's not really in pen to pad, I think, at the moment. He might have his own stories ready, but he wants to contain it and make it like its own world. He doesn't want to, he already explained he doesn't want everything to be thrown into it and have to like work on like other DC ideas inside within the Swamp Thing world. So I think if you're doing Swamp Thing, it kind of sucks that he's going to be in his own world. But again, people want a Swamp Thing movie, and Swamp Thing was kind of its own thing for a long time. Swamp Thing never really got involved till later on in his years as a character with the DC universe. So I kind of get it and I kind of don't. I feel like if you're making these weird, obscure characters like Booster Gold or whatever, they need to be in the world of the world you want to expand. And that's what people are tripping about, because they're like, if you want to make it like MCU, again, first problem is don't compare everything to MCU. They did their own thing. DC could do their own thing. They don't have to follow the Zack blueprint. It's fine. You don't have to. It's all right. Like Superman could come out, do well. It did well, and get a sequel without in between something else coming out. You know, we're only gonna get what I think Supergirl in between that. That's fine. And we got basically Kryptons, and that's it. And I think it's okay. It's fine. We don't need to panic. Then the Batman's going to come out, and then we have Brave and the Bold that's going to be coming out. So I think those are the 4, I believe, that are all coming out soon. And Brave and the Bold has been greenlit. It's already been written. Again, I can't wait. Little bratty 10-year-old Damian being a pain in the ass, to Batman that has to be a dad at, you know, whatever age he's at. Having a 10-year-old already is going to be great. I cannot wait. And then I think Paradise, the Wonder Woman series, is pushed back. I don't think it's off the radar yet, but I don't mind. If they want to push it away, I think it's fine. I think they could go to other characters. Booster Gold, I think, would be a good idea. Like they want to do it as a TV series. I think it would be a good idea to get people into obscure characters like Peacemaker, but introduce maybe other characters within that world. And Booster Gold is just really entertaining. I think it would work as a TV series like they want to. We have Lanterns for sure coming out. Lanterns is going to do its thing. Again, Lantern fans are divided. I don't got much in it because I'm not the biggest Green Lantern fan, so I'm open to whatever it is and the story it tells. But being there are big Green Lantern fans out there, I know a lot of them are upset about certain elements. Then I know a lot of people that are just big Green Lantern fans and they're excited for what elements they see and they're happy they're getting a Green Lantern TV show. Because, you know, in the world we had before, in the Snyder universe, we had no Green Lantern at all. And before that, we had Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern. So, I mean, people just want probably their favorite superhero represented correctly. And this may be the closest they get at the moment. I don't know. And then, yeah, Swamp Thing's going to be its own world. It's still being made. And like I said, Mangold, I think his name is. I can't remember. It's the guy I believe did Old Man Logan. He's supposed to do it. It's still not greenlit yet, but I know it's not done. Anything done is Authority's done. Waller, I believe, is done. Because Waller, it just doesn't make sense. Peacemaker already kind of tells that story. You don't need Waller to do it, to be honest with you. That you might as well just make a Secret Six movie. And that's basically Suicide Squad. So then he's going to go and compare it to James Gunn's
solo movie. At least whenever Zack Snyder was in charge, we actually had a plan for the DCEU. And all these movies actually were coming out.
Keyword there was were. I don't remember a Justice League Part 1. I remember a Justice League altogether. And there were some DC Untitled films. So 2020, we're supposed to have Cyborg, and Green Lantern Corps. I don't remember those coming out. I don't know about you guys. I don't remember that. I don't remember Man of Steel 2 either. I remember that being on the plate, but that didn't come out. We did get Wonder Woman. We got Wonder Woman 84, which probably is the untitled ones. I can't remember what year that came out. God, that was awful. That's why I think they're worried about doing Wonder Woman movie, is because of the bad taste Wonder Woman has left in their mouth. Gal Gadot was just a horrible actress to play her. Like, you could look up her lines. They have, like, just videos of her giving her lines in all movies, and Wonder Woman's are just so bad. So bad. I think it just messed it up. Her theme song's sick. Cinematography is really good. I like that about the Wonder Woman movie. 84, not so much. God, that was horrible. I feel like I was watching like Batman Forever again. At least Batman Forever had nostalgia with it and loved the actors back then, and the goofiness made sense. appealing to children. 84 just was, oh god, Cheetah. Yeah, so we got the Flash. Shazam, I don't know if Shazam worked out that way how it came out. It must have. But yeah, Shazam, we even got Shazam 2? Yeah, we got Shazam 2. I actually like Shazam. I thought it was a breath of fresh air. Like, as not being all dark and brooding through all these. You look at all these, they're all just dark and like, oh, we're serious and no jokes. We gotta be so serious. And, you know, Batman is always angry and Superman never smiles like he does in every fucking comic cover. Yeah, so Shazam was just a breath of fresh air. It felt like a whole different universe almost. I didn't know how they're going to mix him into the universe. I didn't, because then they did Black Adam, and Black Adam was nothing like contrast to Shazam. I couldn't see them standing next to each other and take it serious because they were so different. Like, Shazam, he was like in a puffy muscle suit, and it was just weird. Like, I don't know. I dug it. It was a good story. I thought it was cool, but it just doesn't really work future wise. Like, number 2 I think was decent, but again, it just doesn't fit into the DC right. It's hard when it's a kid and you're gonna have to recast that kid over and over. Shazam's a big risk. Black Adam was a huge risk, and that bombed horribly. Sucks because The Rock thought it was gonna be the biggest thing in the world. I remember The Rock promoting it left and right, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm getting like fatigued from just seeing The Rock everywhere on Facebook, on every social media, talking about it's the best thing, and it just, I think it ruined it. It's just people thought, okay, maybe this thing's gonna be great. I think most people could tell writing was on the wall. It didn't look great. Then they added Superman at the end of it, I believe, from what I can remember. I only watched it one time, and that was bad because he's like, oh, the biggest and baddest have to fight each other now, and it's like, what? Shazam's his villain. Like, what? And they were trying to pimp up something else. But anyway, so we never got Green Lantern Corps. Cyborg, they just forgot about that dude. We did get the Flash, which I think it's really hard. Like I said, the CGI is really bad. The acting's bad. Keaton was great, of course. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to see Zod back just because he's a good actor. I didn't like him really in Man of Steel, but I like the actor that plays him. So it's nice to see him come back just for that sake. But other than that, I think the story's pretty whack. Bringing him back wise, I think the Flash story's kind of okay. It's weird with the whole, was it spaghetti sauce or something? But you kind of feel a little bit of it, I guess. I like when the movie kind of touches you, not a Martha moment where they are forcing you to be like, you should care about this moment. And Zack Snyder's talked about it openly, where he's like, I made something that was a coincidence, like, mean something. It's like, it's stupid, dude. It's cool. I mean, whatever. People try to get deep. I see them in the comics, like, it humanized Batman at that moment. I'm like, humanized? Like, Superman's not or he's not human. Batman's human. Batman has feelings. No, it made him care at that moment. Okay, he made him care. All right. Yeah, and then we had, like I said, Wonder Woman 2. Justice League came in to be a whole movie, wasn't 1 and 2, which they probably should have broken them apart. I think it would have been good, like, again, you don't need to be like Marvel, but it would have been good if you did it like Endgame Infinity War. Made it end where it's like Empire, like something's coming after this movie. We have to have a second one. But there's reasons why a lot of things didn't get sequels. So that's all I can say about that. It's weird when Wonder Woman does, and Superman, I guess, sequel is Batman vs. Superman. Technically, it's supposed to be, but I don't think it was really treated like that. I think they looked at it as the world's finest movie, not so much a Superman movie. I think it was a way to get Batman in and to eventually get Batman a movie, but that was nowhere on the slate, and I don't know why fans weren't throwing a fit over that. I think they do now. I did a video about movies that were promised that fans who would want the most, and I think Batman Snyder is what fans would want the most, just to see what it would have been like. Because if any movie that Snyder could have done that would fit his vibe would be Batman. Everything's doom and gloom, everything's sad, whatever. That's Gotham. So people wanted to see how he could deliver that, and unfortunately, with all his mess, they never were able to do it. But yeah, everything else, whatever. Let's let him finish so I don't have to talk all the time.
We had Man of Steel. It happened. BVS. It happened. Suicide Squad. Happened. Wonder Woman. Justice League. Everything was going in order until they got rid of Zack Snyder. And these Gunn cultists are just eating all these
Yeah, Yeah, there's gun cultists out there. That's what I am. I want DC to do well, and I think the Snyder movies weren't good really. But since I did that, I'm a James Gunn cult. They say you're protecting a pedo, dude. I don't know. Whatever. He's done like some weird stuff, I guess, back on Twitter or something, but definitely not enough for DC's like. If Warner Brothers are like, we're not going to hire you because it's bad publicity. Seriously, they must have not cared that much. And he had a good underground record, indie type movies that people enjoyed, I guess, and they started to hate him for some reason. But if you're a real movie buff, people like. I mean, I'm not super. I mean, I like a lot of movies, but people that are like those artsy fartsy guys, they'll dig deep into Slither and Super and things like that. But to each their own. It's whatever. But going back onto the slate, he stopped really short, saying this got made, and then kind of stopped. Because we got Aquaman 2. Justice League wasn't breaking into 2 parts. Flash was the final movie. We even got Shazam 2. So things were getting made during that time. You can't say that, oh, we followed this order. No, things got dropped. Things got moved around. Things came out in different orders. The only thing that really, I mean, I guess Aquaman came out before, I think, all of Justice League. Because they got Aquaman 2. I don't know. It's hard to remember. But I know, Shazam got a 2. Aquaman got 2. Wonder Woman got a 2. So they can cry all they want. That man still didn't get number 2. Technically it did. But was it really? I don't really feel like it was. And we know for sure Flash was the end of it. And then Snyder people are cultists, he says. Gunn people. Gunn cultists, I believe he calls them. Even though he tags the hell out of James Gunn. DC Universe. I try, when I talk about Snyder, I try not to tag Snyder because, number one, it doesn't get a lot of hits. It doesn't get a lot of, when you see the hashtag, how many people have talked about it, it's very low. Snyder's low. Snyderverse is a little bit higher. If you type in like Batman, way higher because it's Batman, so it makes sense. I'd rather tag Batman on a hashtag than Snyder. James Gunn, I'd rather tag Superman than James Gunn because James Gunn's not going to have that many views. But this guy went hard on DCU is off to a bad start, and he just did this on the 13th, and today's the 17th, so he's late to the party. It's been started. Again, we'll let him finish. He's got another about 40 seconds.
All these lies up that are being given by James Gunn. Everything that is happening right now, James Gunn is changing on the fly. Peacemaker wasn't even in phase 1 of the DCU. Everything is being changed because stuff is failing. Superman was a commercial flop. It didn't do well.
I don't know about that. I think Superman did pretty well, and guess what? That Superman's getting a proper sequel that's about him as Superman. Not only that, he got a offshoot with Supergirl, and people are mad about that. So let's not go knocking down someone's door, knocking down fans that like it. Let's be real. Superman did not fail. You could not like it, fine. That's cool. Whatever. You could tell me it's bad. I would like you to back that up and give me reasons why besides it's not Henry Cavill or the suit. But generally tell me what was bad about the story. Then if you start breaking down dumb things, I'll start breaking down dumb things in Man of Steel. We could go tit for tit, holler. Because you could take apart movies. People were mad that Superman saved a squirrel in Superman, and everyone else took it like, oh, that's a cool nod that he's that good of a guy that he would try to do that. And to be honest, Superman probably would do that, but people got mad about that, which is so stupid. But yeah, so we're being fooled, I guess. And I say we as in comic book fans, not James Gunn fans, not Snyder fans. As comic movie fans, we're being duped, I guess. We're getting the wool pulled over our face because we're being fooled, let down the wrong path because Peacemaker wasn't even in this. And Peacemaker, dude, we got season 2 of that. Man, still didn't get season 2. Didn't get part 2. They called it Batman vs. Superman. They didn't call it Batman, or they didn't call it Superman 2, Rise of the Batman. It was Batman vs. Superman. It was a duo movie. It wasn't just about one. Let's make that clear. So even though Superman was a flop, it wasn't. We did get a sequel, and we are getting an offshoot Supergirl. I always want to say Spider-Girl, Supergirl that people are saying they hate, but it's gonna get made. It actually went through production, and they're making it, and Lobo's gonna be in it. So as a comic book fan, not even like I said, Supergirl's not even my top 100. I'm excited to see something new and different. And again, read the Supergirl comic before you complain about the portrayal of her, because she's not going to be in the suit that much. She's not. I'm sorry. She's not going to be in the suit that much. That storyline, she doesn't. It's about her dealing with the idea, like I said, being raised basically on a little chip of Krypton and coming to Earth and being like, what the hell? Not happy. She drinks a lot in the comic. It's just, I'm sorry. If you're going to complain about something, do your homework. If anyone else, like, I don't want gatekeep comics. If you go into the movie and you're just like, I don't know anything about it, I'm going to watch it. Cool. That's fine. I'm not going to say, hey, you need to watch this or read this comic before you watch it. No, but if you're going to complain and be like, she's not like this or she's not like that. Like, people complain like Lobo's not like Lobo. I'm like, have you read his comic? Like, I'm going to get on you about the comics then if you're mad at how a character's being represented. Like, that's just stupid. But I'm already talking way too long about this. You could tell I just like comic book movies. Yes, I like Marvel more than DC. 100%. I like Batman more than a lot of Marvel characters. I love Damian Wayne maybe more than Batman at times, or the Red Hood more than times. Joker's one of my favorite villains more times than other villains. It just depends on the day, to be honest with you. But overall, yes, Marvel's my jam. I like the Marvel universe as a comic universe. DC, I like more of the Gotham universe more than anything. I don't really like the bigger picture stuff. I don't like the big Infinite Crisis worlds, you know. But again, I don't hate people that do, because that's your comics. That's what you like. But with the movies, it's just a little different.
And now they're trying to pivot to something else. They're trying to announce something to negate the fact that Superman was actually a flop. James Gunn has no plan for the DCU. Everything that he's doing right now is on the fly, and it's just going to get worse as projects like Supergirl and Clayface continue to fail.
Hey,
My thing is, all right, so
What the hell
is yelling.
is this?
I hope that's like a satire thing that he does in all his videos. I don't like promoting people that are just straight haters, but since I'm using the video, he's Brigonator 67. Weird name. Briggonator 67. I hope that's his gimmick, that he yells like that every video. If not, that's just sad and pathetic. God, my dog's acting like crypto behind us. But yeah, I just, yeah, Waller's not happening. I already said Authority's not happening. They're not going to do those. I think that's a waste of time, waste of space. I think Gunn just got excited. You can blame him all you want. That's fine. I don't care. Again, I have no stake in it. This universe is just starting. If it was year 10 and they're going to do this and it's like, oh, we're not going to make this movie because we have plans for it, I'd be a little upset, because we were making a foundation to make that movie come out. These were all starting a foundation. So to remove them, that's fine. We don't need Authority right now. We are far from needing Authority. You know, the Wonder Woman stuff might be work. It might work. Batman with Damian, definitely we need right now. Booster Gold TV series, we need. Green Lantern coming out, just in general, we need for the fans. So yeah, I think we're okay. It's not in shambles. James Gunn is not a liar and a fraud. It's just they had plans and it changes. For example, being a big MCU fan, we thought we were going to get Kang's Dynasty. And then we saw Kang get his ass whooped in Ant-Man 3. And to be honest, a lot of us were kind of bummed out that, yes, there are a million different Kangs, but that Kang got boots to ass by Ant-Man. I like Ant-Man, but to Kang, you know, Kang. So we're going to get Kang Dynasty, and we had no choice. We had to take it. But then we had the drama happen. We had all kinds of stuff that we don't even need to get into. And they had to can it, and oh my God, what are they going to do? And then now we got Doomsday on the rise, and Doctor Doom on anything we'll take. It could be Doctor Doom on shit, and we'll take it because it's Doctor fucking Doom. So now, you know, the pivot was good. We're fine with it. It almost clears the air of Kang getting his ass whipped in Ant-Man 3, which I did not really like at all. But yeah, so things happen. People pivot. People change things. There's been plans for many things that change. And again, this is early stages in the movies. I think in the beginning, Captain America was going to be the first movie that got released. I think actually Nick Fury was going to be the first Marvel movie under the brand and open that to start the Marvel world. And then they changed it. It was in development, but they never greenlit it. They decided to go maybe with Captain America. And I believe that was going to be the one. That never got greenlit. Then they went to Iron Man because they figured Iron Man would be more pleasing to the eye for new people. But it was a risk because Iron Man was never known as Spider-Man, Hulk, and Wolverine, the main people that sold things. So they went with Iron Man, and Iron Man worked. And look at Robert Downey Jr. now. That's all she wrote. You can't talk about it, can't hate on it. It worked. So let the man go. Let the man do what he's got to do. He may be not here forever. Who knows? Don't cry about it. Don't worry. But I will tell you, Snyder's not coming back. He's not. I have to say that almost in every video. He's not coming back. James Gunn might be around for a while. He may not. But let's be happy that we're getting some things rolling out. Things are going to pivot. Things are going to change. We're going to drop some things. He promised a lot. But let's just calm down, yelling guy, and know that we're going to be all right. Batman 2 is coming soon. Clayface is coming out. Again, I'm not too sure about Clayface because the character is like really cool in the animated series, but then I don't know about a movie. But I'm going to check it out before I make an opinion and be mad about it. The Batman should be cool in their own little world. Supergirl, I hope is good. People are really hating on it right now. Lanterns, I hope is good. It's divided a little bit. Man of Steel, I'm excited for. I don't care. Last Superman was so good. They did so good with the side characters too. Oh my god, so good. And then Man of Steel, now seeing Lex in the armor that everyone's all pissed off. It looks like Buzz Lightyear. Get out of my face. It looks so dope. It looks like the freaking comic book. But anyways, I'm turning off OBS because I'm getting tired of getting yelled at.
Are we just going to ignore that James Gunn?
This guy. Signing off. No editing. Talk to you guys later.